comes crashing through. When you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, to reach up and rise again. If you only look around, and when our children tell their story, they'll tell the story of tonight. Oh, no matter what they tell you, tell them the story of tonight. The story of tonight.
Good morning, everyone. I wanted to welcome everyone to the first ever outdoor moving on ceremony in the Ottoson Middle School has been here for 99 years, and we do believe this is the first time we've ever been outside. I think it might be one of the silver linings here this year is that we are doing things a little differently. And although we don't want to repeat a year like this ever again, there are some small things that we have found that work well. And I hope and I think today is much nicer than being in the gymnasium, usually overheated. This year I've really been reminded how important it is to say thank you. There's so many things that I've taken for granted that I will never take for granted again. So if you could bear with me, I want to just say some thanks. First of all, I'd like to thank the staff. I know this year wasn't easy whether you taught remotely or whether you taught in person. I understand it was for many of us like being first-year educators. So I'd really like to thank the staff for all their hard work and dedication this year. I would like to acknowledge a few teachers who will be retiring at the end of the year. Linda Lamb is a special educator in 8th grade. Greg Kandakis is a longtime music teacher who did not teach this year, but has decided to retire after a leave of absence. He was very involved in a lot of the choral productions and made an impact on a lot of kids' lives, and I want to wish him the best. I also want to wish Patty Lagoyne, who is a longtime custodian in the building and was always someone with a smile on her face and made everyone laugh. And we're going to miss her as well. I wanted to congratulate Stephanie Greiner, who is the special education coordinator. She's been here for 5 years. She's just accepted a position to be the assistant principal at the Gibbs Middle School, so we will see her as well, but she will be leaving us. I wanted to thank the nurses this year who have gone above and beyond for keeping us safe. I'd like to thank the secretaries who have kept us organized, and I'd like to thank the custodians for all their hard work, all their cleaning to make sure that it was a safe place to go this year. I need to thank the assistant principals, Maureen Murphy, who is the assistant principal with the Remote Academy, Julia McEwen, who is the 8th grade assistant principal, and Rochelle Rubino, who is the 7th grade assistant principal. All of them made my life personally a lot easier. They really enjoy coming into work and doing what's best for kids, and I'm grateful every day of the strong administrative staff we have here at the Ottoson. I wanted to thank Dr. Bodie and Dr. McNeil for all their support this year, especially Dr. Bodie. I'm still texting back and forth with her last night at 8 o'clock. She is working 12 to 14-hour days to the bitter end. She retires in a week, and she is still putting in the time to do what's best for Arlington, their families, and their students. A well-deserved retirement. Jody Albach, I wanted to thank as the real organizer for this week. She has been great in organizing yesterday's lunch and doing a lot of the activities that we have today. And she told me multiple times, I need to explain this to parents. When we are done here today, the students will parade out. They'll go back to the classrooms. They'll grab their yearbooks and belongings. If you would like to meet your student on the lower field, there are some refreshments that she will have for adults, and we are more than welcome to go and take pictures with your students. If you've seen enough of your student and just want to jet, we completely understand that as well. Parents, I want to thank you for all your support, flexibility, and patience. It's been a challenging year, to say the least. I appreciate that many of your homes turned into mini classrooms. I appreciate that if it was anything in like my family, siblings might not have gotten along as well this year as other years because they were with each other a little too much. And I know you might have seen your child have a little disappointment because they might have missed a favorite activity. We're hoping all those things change, but I hope there were some positives. I hope that you were able to maybe take walks with your children, have dinner with your families more. And I hope that at the end of this pandemic, when we are finally all done, I hope that the children or the students were able to find out that they could become more independent, and when adversity hits, they'll know how to navigate and be successful. So I wish all the families the best summer. I hope you guys are able to, for the best of your ability, to have some downtime, hopefully have less screen time, and enjoy your family during the summer. Most of all, I'd like to thank the students. You have had a middle school experience like no other. Your middle school experience started not in 6th grade at the Ottoson, but at the Gibbs. You opened up the Gibbs School. Then the plan was to come, once you were finished as Trailblazers, you were supposed to come to the middle school for 2 years. That was the plan. And the beginning of 7th grade was like the beginning of most 7th grade. Some students got a little lost in the building. You started to get to know your teachers. You started to work hard. And then everything changed in March. We had heard a little bit earlier that there was a pandemic overseas, but it wasn't until March that it really hit us. We closed the school for 2 weeks, then 2 months, and then until summer. It was the first time you were introduced to things like Google Meets and Zoom. You were introduced to asynchronous learning and synchronous learning. Most of us had never heard those terms. And you took it all in stride. In that summer, we wondered, are we going to head back to school? What's going to happen? Families were given a choice. You could either learn remotely or you could come into a hybrid twice-a-week schedule. Some students chose to come in, others stayed remote. For the 2 learning communities here today, you had multiple experience as you came in as a hybrid. You had to wear masks in school. For the water learning community, you had to experience what quarantine was all about. In fact, you had to experience it 3 times. Students learned that the Q-tips went up the nose and circled 5 times. This was called COVID pool testing. When you were at home, you learned that you only had to wake up 2 minutes before class. And you learned how to avoid teachers pleading to please turn on their cameras. And through it all, you learned that flexibility and hard work was key. In fact, learning to adapt and working hard will serve you well in the future. If you want to succeed in life, it's a simple formula. Work hard and work smart. Years ago, when I was a basketball coach, I would have players come up and say, I want to get better. And I said, okay, well, you need to practice more. You practice more, you get better. Usually, most of the players got better. Occasionally, they came back and said, I'm not seeing the results I'm looking for. And I said, well, maybe you need to work smarter. Maybe you have to change your strategies. And the same thing is going to be in high school. You want to get good grades and succeed? Study hard. If you're still not meeting with success, change your strategies. It's a simple formula. If you work hard and work smart, you will be successful. In closing, to the class of 2021 here at the Ottoson, but to the class of 2025, wherever you're going, whether you're going to Arlington High School, whether you're going to Minuteman, whether you're going to private school, I really wish you have the most normal high school experience possible. I hope you are mask-free. I hope that you can get off of some of the screens that we have become addicted to. It would be well-deserved. I really appreciate all the effort and hard work this class brought, and I wish you the best in the future. Thank you. Right now, I'm going to have Julia McEwen come up and give out the Master Awards. Julia.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. It's so nice to actually see you in person instead of just through an email every week. So there's a tradition here at the Ottoson where we recognize students each year who received all A's throughout the year. So the teachers and the students, all of whom worked so hard this year, compiled that list for me, and I'm going to read off the names of the Earth students who have earned the Master Awards and then the Water students. So if you could please hold your applause until each group of LC students has been recognized, that would be great. Students, when I call your name, please stand up for your recognition. Vishnu Burra, Andy Cassine, Christina Cervera, Mira Fessenden, Cassidy Hoppersmith, Kajal Jacob, Virginia Kyle, Sophia Lay, Lucy Markles, Alina McCulloch, Willa McMakin Marsh, Zoe Miller, Cyrus Negamwala, Harper Pierce, Anton Ree, Sophie Shen, Amethyst Stensick, Kayla Timsit, and Melanie Weiner. Water students: Samuel Alexander, Cam Arrigo, Jamie DeTore, Sophia Francis, Benjamin Gregory, Isabella Hayes, Annabelle McFarland, Holly Moylan, Gaia Zabozarko, Annika Sturma, Sarah Theophile, Calvin Wood, and Alice Zimmer. And now I want to welcome our wonderful group of specialist teachers to start reading some specialist awards. First up is Polly Ford and Kayla McKenna.
Good morning. It has been quite a year, and I can tell you, coming off of remote art class, that these kids are really stellar. They've really risen to the challenge of everything we've asked of them, and it was really hard to choose just a few kids for the art awards this year. So know that, guys, when we read these names, there are so many more that we would love to honor, but we're limited. So we'll start with Earth. Ellie Baird. Please stand when we say your name.
Sophia Lay.
Saul Yadowski.
And from Water, Sophie Berggren.
And Augie Dubois.
Leo Linsenmayer.
Holly Moylan.
Ruhan Sharma Soneha.
Calvin Wood.
Laura Zarba.
And Alice Zimmer. Congratulations, guys. Great work. And next we have our music department.
Good morning. On behalf of me, Mr. Smith, and Mr. DiTomaso, I have a few inspirational quotes from this past year in music. Look around at how lucky we are to be alive right now. I'm happy to be here to present some of the Performing Arts Awards for this school year. Look at where you are. Look at where you started. The truth is, this year we celebrate all of you. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story. This is the year that your resilience was tested. And if you stand for nothing, what will you fall for? And you probably learned a lot about your human spirit. The plan is to fan this spark into a flame. We are all so proud of all of our students and their accomplishments. And when our children tell their story, they'll tell the story of tonight. I'm so proud to award the following excellence in performing arts in general music and chorus to, please hold your applause until I read them all, and stand up, students. Matthias Farrar, Willa McMakin Marsh, Lucas Fernandez, Lila Toolman, Eliza White, Lucy Markeltz, Moshe Goff, Lorenzo Lozano, Alexandra Walsh. Thank you. And now for my lovely colleagues, Jingwei Hui and Paula Demetrio.
Good morning, everyone. It has been truly a pleasure and an honor to work with all of our students. We have had the honor and the privilege of working with our band and orchestra students since strings grade 3, band grade 4, and we have watched them grow from little ones to these beautiful young adults. They have made us proud, and they truly are our champions. So I want to thank you all from the bottom of our hearts for all you are and all you're going to do, all these beautiful, brilliant things you're about to do. We can't wait to hear what adventures lie ahead for you and what you're doing. So please stay in touch. So we have some awards. Please stand when you hear your name. Ben Gregory, Declan Winiger, Mireya Noakes, Roshan Mandal, and Sophie Bergman, and Miss Way.
I know this moves always make me nervous. Same thing as what Ms. Dimitra mentioned. It has been truly privileged to have worked with most of you for the past 6 years. And during this pandemic year, people often ask me, as a musician, what do you miss the most? I often tell people I miss the expression that when I gather the beginner students in a room when they hold their instrument and do the first pizzicato. Pizzicato, remember that? And the sound and their expression on their face was so precious. And I remember every single one of you from that moment. And our music journey started there. So I hope you take what you have earned, achieved, moving on to continue to make wonderful music in the world. The Orchestra Award, Virginia Kyle, Linnea Timko, Antoine Ree, Calvin Wood, Kenan Jones. Congratulations.
And now I'd like to introduce our wonderful colleague presenting the Technology Awards, Mr. Jonathan Q.
Students, can we get a round of applause for your parents today? Can you do that for me? They're still tired. So I just want you to know from the bottom of my heart, there's never been a day I didn't enjoy coming and working with these students. I always look forward coming here. You've all done a great job. Thank you from all the teachers, all the staff, all the administrators. This is our hope for the future. And I only have 2 awards. I have 2 for Earth and 2 for Air. It's the Problem Solving Award. And I am so pleased to present June Lawrence and Molly Dickerson with the award. And it's really hard. Every one of them deserves an award. But from the Earth, my favorite planet, Amethyst Stensick and Joshua Link. Yeah, he had no idea. No idea. Who's next? Oh, it is my great pleasure to present Melissa.
Okay. The students receiving this award can be described as kind, intelligent people. The FACS classroom was a better place because of their presence. You could find them attentively paying attention, pausing before leaving the room to check to see that everything was completed, or helping out fellow students. All had a willingness to take on more responsibility than was required, often in the service of others. The simplest way to describe them is to say that they care, whether it be their academics, their peers in school community, or how things were left in the food lab for the next group coming in. Jackson Connors, Juliana Finn, Benjamin Gregory, Annabelle McParland, Jessie Sills, and Alice Zimmer. Congratulations. Presenting next is the Physical Education Department.
Hi everyone, my name is Maureen Nee. The Physical Education Awards are given to those students who, in the eyes of the physical education teacher, best demonstrate respect towards teachers, classmates, and the curriculum, an outstanding and encouraging attitude, and exemplary effort regardless of skill level in every PE class. The National Association for Sport and Physical Education has created 5 standards which set the framework for what Ottoson students should be able to do. Specifically, Standard 5 states, the physically literate individual recognizes the value of physical activity for health, enjoyment, challenge, self-expression, and/or social interaction. I am pleased to recognize the following students within the water learning community who have most definitely mastered Standard 5 and have been role model students. Please stand and remain standing when your name is called. Christopher Carlson, Kiera Collins, Annika Sturma, and Calvin Wood. And now Mr. Cummings.
Good morning. I would like to recognize from the Earth community the following students for their excellence in physical education: Whitney Porter Pinn, Elizabeth Baird, Evan Jones, and Nolan Russell. And now I'd like to introduce representing the ELL department, Jessica Nye.
I'm Jessica Nye. I'm the ELL teacher, and I've had a great group of ELL students over the last couple years. So I just want to acknowledge all of the ELL students who are here. Imagine going through a pandemic when it's not even, school is not even in your native language most of the time. So the ELL award is given to an exceptional English language learner who has been in the program for 2 years. And this year's ELL award goes to Afaf Karnaf. Where are you? To just a few words about Afaf. To describe the outstanding character of Afaf, I wanted to use a few of her own words, which she recently wrote in a poem about a family member whom she admires. Afaf describes this family member as always listening, trustworthy, always setting an example, as smart as a Nobel Prize winner, loyal, funny, comforting, dependable, and my favorite, like a spring day, always making my heart warm. Clearly, Afaf has learned from this excellent role model, and the apple has not fallen far from the tree. So Afaf, you've been amazing, and I wish you the best in high school. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, congratulations to all the students. But I want to actually congratulate parents more, because I have a 3-year-old, and I can only imagine how much work you have put into this process. And secondly, I want to remind all my Chinese students, 今天吕老师带了很好吃的东西，所以等一下请来我的教室303来吃东西. All right, so from Miss Nicholas' French class, Linnea Timko. Okay, Linnea Timko. Okay, and the next one is Hart Colwet. Okay, and next one is Cam Arrigo. And then next one is Elise Zimmer. Okay, next one is Sophie Shen. All right, next one is my own students, Virginia Kyle, Benjamin Gregory, and then Jamie DeTore. Congratulations, guys. Lastly, I just want to apologize if I mispronounced any of your names. I'm sorry.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Miss Minard. I have been teaching remote Spanish this past year to 8th grade. So many of you I haven't met yet or taught, so I apologize in advance if I mispronounce any names. But from both the water the earth and water learning communities, for Miss Sermonati's 8th grade Spanish class, the awards of excellence go to Annabelle McParland, Augustine Dubois, Isha Joshi, Alice Frigerio, Alina Kenny, Mira Fezidin, Christopher Carlson, Maxim Dryga, Alina McCulloch, Zoe Miller, from Miss Block's 8th grade Spanish class, the Earth Community, Moshe Goff, Nora Valerino, and Kaylin Otley. Congratulations for your excellence in Spanish this year. I believe we're going to the Learning Community Recognition Awards.
So I just want to make sure, is everyone hearing me in the back? Can I get a thumbs up? Fantastic. Miss Musan has told me that, so I'm not sure if Miss Musan is here. Miss Musan, are you here? There she is. Could I have a round of applause, please, for Miss Musan? Not only is she maybe the kindest person I've ever met, but she always tells me all the technology is going to work, and I always trust her, but I just want to double check. So we're moving on to the recognition awards, and so the teachers are going to come up, and they're going to list the students who are receiving their moving on ceremony. At that time, they will just be going through the center and then circling back to their seats. Teachers, if you can just be close to the microphone so everyone can hear the name of their child, but there should be some time that as your child walks up the middle, if you want to take a picture, it should be there. We are also videotaping this, and it will be up so that if you do miss anything, there will be a videotape that you can see. So I'm going to start off with Miss Packer coming up here, and she is going to give out the awards. And Ms. McEwen, you're going to hand them out. Thank you.
Good morning. Yes? You can hear me? All right. Stand up. Stand up. Hold. There we go. Oh, you want me to remind them? I have just been reminded, please make sure that you wait until the end to applaud so that we can hear all the names. Thank you. Maggie Aloisi, Emma Buckley, Gavin Carrero, Andy Cassine, Addie Chambers, Jose De Paula, who everyone loves, Alice Frigerio, Lincoln Fudge, Ryan Lawless, James Lopes, Kyle McGuire, Lucy Marquez, sorry I said that wrong, Lucy, Matt Mills, Sarah Morgan Zawilski, Stephen Murphy, Bobby Nigro, Whitney Porter Pinn, Justin Savage, Amethyst Stensick, Kayla Timsit, Andrew Zhao.
Caden Berry, Cameron Berry. Winter Chantanapachi. I am so sorry. I've been practicing. I really have. Daniel Felchuti. Thomas Gallagher. Madison Gavin. Rudy Hahn. Slow down, Kenan. Kenan Jones. Mary Mahoney. Karis McDonald. Cyrus Nagamwala. Gung Hill Park. Andres Sandoval Alvarez. Ava Scannell. Destiny Pina. Ruhan Shama Soneha. Sol Udowski. What a group.
Christina Cervera, Ivan Demchenko, Matthias Farrar, Rohan Gandhi, Moshe Goff, Kajal Jacob, Alvin Genti, Jeremiah Jean-Jacques, Talon Kapulius, Hart Coert, Joshua Link, JD Lopes, Manu Mahentharan, Zoe Miller, Peter Noe, Natalie Petropoulos, Jordan Quinones, Casey Rodriguez, Mac Schilling, Jack Sweeney, Allie Walsh, Mel Weiner, Fisher Williams, and Olivia Wong.
Elizabeth Baird, Vishnu Burra, Alan Kadena, Aiden Connolly, Jackson Connors, Hugh Elliott, Leo Fenelosa, Mira Fessenden, Leah Goodwin, Timothy Lawson, Caitlin Lombard, Oliver Lorenz, Jill Lyons, Alexandra Olson, Harper Pierce, Anton Ree, Cecilia Skull, Sophie Shen, Henry Tasmer, Nicholas Trapotsis.
Brendan Campbell, Nicholas Clinch, Charlotte Crosby, Luca Forgione, Cassidy Hoppersmith, Evan Jones, Alina Kenny, Virginia Kyle, Latif Lawal, Sophia Lay, Nolan Mateo, Alina McCulloch, Willa McMakin Marsh, Paulo Pimai, Jessica Resnick, Nolan Russell, Bryn Ryan, Charlie Skeezes, Linnea Timko, Oscar Valdez, Elise Wagner, and Haley White.
And now we'll have the water learning community. Miss Migliaro?
Luke Bodie, Kiera Collins, Declan Daly, Dylan Delaney, Max Dryga, Lucas Fernandez, Cameron Finney, Jonathan Fox, Sophia Francis, Gabrielle Hayes, Isabella Hayes, Isabella Lorero, Lorenzo Lozano, Harry Malloy, Nola McCarthy, Odin McLean, Jacob Naylor, Jesse Sills, Karina Smith, and Eliza White.
What's that? Samuel Alexander, Ian Bellinger, Quinn Callahan, Mayan Surf, Samuel Davis, Gabriella Farrington, Benjamin Gregory, David Jagendorf, June Lawrence, Leonardo Linsenmeyer, Roshan Mandal, Luis Mueller, Kelsey Partridge, Kai Querzy, Lila Toolman, Elka Safak, Declan Weininger, Calvin Wood, Gavin Eunice, and Alice Zimmer.
Ewan Brewer, Chris Carlson, Augie Desbois, Molly Dickerson, Jamie DeTore, Ryder Gradaninas, Jack Hanley, Isha Joshi, Gideon Lawrence, Dashiell Olson, Kaylin Otley, Tessa Perone Crompton, Annabelle Rogers, Ed Allen Severe, Rohan Schwarma, Taylor Sullivan, and Isabella Townsend.
Cameron Arrigo, Sophie Bergman, Miles Brown, Evan Clark, Meredith Clark, Juliana Finn, Isabella Garay, Devin Haley, Peter Harrison, Jackson Hart, Mahek Katoch, Afaf Karnaf, Nicholas Mandola, Graham Minnick, Holly Moylan, Parker Page, Nicholas Pasquale, Zachary Post, Andrew Skelfo, Gaia Zabo Zarko, Annika Sturma, Akira Yamaguchi, Laura Zarba. Lucas Araujo, Andrew Beck, Eve Betleon, Andrew Balk, Libby Corsetti, Mia Culhane, Leo Fritsch, Jake Gollibin, Liam Gore, Julia Krapelka, Caroline Leclerc, Satota Levine, Giselle Lewis, Brady Maglieri, Lucas Marsden, Annie McParland, Alex Moran, Mireya Noakes, Ronan Obaninsky, Darian Fong, Monica Ronin, Sarah Theopile, and Lark Williamson.
So once again, can I have an applause for the 8th grade? I guess now referred to as high school students. So what we're going to do is we're just going to, students, we're going to dismiss you by the rows, and then we're going to have you go back to your classroom, get your yearbooks and your belongings, and you're going to go out to the back field. For parents and guardians, if you'd like to join them, as we said, you're more than welcome. We understand it's early in the morning, and if you have to go, that's completely okay. But if you want to meet them, you can just kind of walk down the street and see them. Other than that, we are going to, Edith, hit the music, and congratulations, 8th grade.